Welcome to this edition of The Chiefs. I'm Ed Lingao.
I'm Lucy Cruz Valdez.
I'm Ami Pamintuan.
Let's talk about confidential funds again and the politics behind it. At mukhang nagkakalabasan ng kung ano-ano mga pondo nagsusumbatan. Kung
Lahat-lahat
sino may mas
pala
malaki.
meron, ano?
At saka dumadami ng cast of characters, lumalawak.
At lahat nagdi-deny.
or nagdi-defend. Nagdi-defend.
Ang dami pala, no? Hindi lang yung confidential.
Oo nga, meron na nga
Ang dami na mga pangalan
extraordinary.
MOOE. Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Oo.
Dati special fund lang, saka contingent
Contingency.
And no
emergency
small
lang
amount
yan
sa 1.6 billion ng extraordinary funds ng
Yes.
ng House, 330 plus million in the Senate.
Which they have denied though.
No, they have not denied that they have extraordinary funds. They deny that it's confidential
Right.
funds.
Iba pa daw siya sa
Ibang level.
confidential.
Yes.
May ganun paghihimay.
Oo, may
Hindi,
nagsabi
hanggang
naman
ngayon nga, I still haven't gotten over the LG.
Oh, yun na nga. Yun na nga. Yun
So
na
ngayon, well, the good that's coming out of it is lumalabas.
So all these items coming out, and we don't know how they're audited and how they're spent. So
Yan na nga.
basically that's it. Anyway, bring in our guests for tonight after the short break. The Chiefs will be right back.
Both houses of Congress have denied having confidential funds. Senate Secretary Renato Bantog said they only allocated a budget for extraordinary and miscellaneous expenses amounting to over 330 million pesos. As for the lower house representative, Stella Kimbo has this to say.
Squarely, wala pong confidential funds ang Congress. Yung pong sinasabi na 1.6 billion ay extraordinary expenses. Magkaiba po yung confidential doon po sa extraordinary. Yung extraordinary po ay fully auditable.
Extraordinary and miscellaneous expenses. For purposes of liquidation, pipirma ka lang ng certificate. Mas matindi po yan kaysa sa confidential fund.
And welcome back to the Chiefs. Joining this week's discussion, Ronald Llamas, former presidential political advisor, and Ibon Foundation Executive Director, Sunny Africa. Gentlemen, magandang gabi and welcome back to the Chiefs.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Sunny, magandang
Hello.
gabi rin.
Sunny.
Hi, gandang gabi.
And happy birthday to you.
Uy, happy birthday talaga.
Salamat. Last week pa yan.
Kakalap ka ba ng confidential funds?
Naambunan ka ba?
Hindi nagdala si Lord eh. Yung birthday ko, pumunta siya eh.
Alam mo, before we went on air, nabanggit ni Ami kanina na parang in the last few days, we've suddenly been getting this epiphany na parang ang dami palang perang na ilalabas na hindi natin alam kung saan napupunta. There were the confidential funds and now lumalabas tong panibagong extraordinary expenses. Extraordinary expenses. What else don't we know? I don't know if that's the right question to start with.
Malamang
What else
marami
don't we
pa.
know?
Malamang marami pa. Dahil yung ating Senate at saka Kongreso, usually may mga nakatago yan ng mga lump sum eh. Nung panahon ni Senator Ping Lacson, yan ang ina-expose niya.
Yeah.
Double, triple, quadruple, may quintuple pa nga eh na reporting, no? Pero iba pa yan dito sa mga intelligence at saka mga confidential fund. Nung natanggal yung pork barrel, ang pumalit dyan ay mga flood control, no?
Flood control.
Yun yung
Flood
bagong
control.
yun yung bagong pork
Bakit
barrel.
flood control?
Ewan ko bakit hundreds of billions yung flood control sa Kongreso, no? Ang
Parang
daming-
binabawi. Parang, I mean, so in other words, what are you saying? Na, yung pangalan lang ang pinapalitan, pero ginagawa nila ng paraan na pumasok sa iba-ibang items sa budget. Yun, no?
Most probably.
Oo.
No?
Pero yung term na confidential, saan talaga nagsimula yan? I mean, dati na bang meron nun? Apart from, alam namin yung intelligence funds. Oo naman, naintindihan nating lahat. Pag intelligence, syempre, hindi
Intel.
dapat, hindi
lang,
na
Intel
dapat
lang.
binubulgar kung
Hindi ko-
saan napunta.
hindi-
Pero yung
Yeah.
confidential funds for purely civilian, diba, units of government or agencies of government.
Hindi lang yun, Luchi. Hindi ko alam yung history talaga, paano nahiwala yung dalawa. Dahil kung titignan mo, yung confidential is intelligence eh.
Right.
No, it's informants,
Yes.
it's safe houses.
Pang civilian
it's,
daw si confidential. pang civilian.
So pag
Civilian
military
agency.
intelligence,
Pag military and law enforcement, it's
intelligence
intelligence.
funds.
Oh, pero yung meron ding intelligence fund, mga civilian agencies
Exactly.
din eh.
Tsaka
So,
Hindi, pwera yun,
intention
pwera
nila.
yun.
Tsaka
oo.
yung
kaya hindi ko alam
intention
kung
nila,
kailan siya
intended.
hiniwalay eh. No? Yung,
So tell us
parang
about
it's
it.
all intelligence gathering eh. It's all,
Nung panahon
Yes.
ni Pinoy, ni Noynoy Aquino.
Yung presidente
we
lang-
know, ang alam namin nung panahon na yun, meron kayong contingent fund.
Contingent-
Ano pa yung pagkakaiba ni contingent, kay confidential, kay
Yeah.
intelligence, ang dami-dami na.
May social funds ka ng panahon nila.
Oh, ni Cory,
Kanila,
social
Cory,
funds.
di ba? May
Anong
social
pagkakaiba ng
funds,
mga yun?
di ba?
Yung evolution ng secret funds.
yung intelligence, meron talaga yung presidente. Pero alam ko, basically wala yung vice. May kaunti si Vice President Binay.
Yeah, mga 5 million.
6 million yata yun.
Ganon kaliit
oo.
nun, no?
Yung presidente may 400 to 500
Yes.
million, no?
2015, 500
Nagbabago yun sa taon eh. No? Tapos merong contingency fund na ang ibig sabihin talaga, contingency. Disaster.
Yes,
Mga
pang disaster
expected.
yun.
Yung mga wala sa budget na nangyari biglaan, doon ka kukuha.
Emergency fund siya.
Pero
actually.
itong confidential fund kasi na pinag-uusapan ngayon, hindi na yun obviously contingency fund,
Hindi
eh,
nga
di ba?
Hindi.
And in fact, di ba, ladlaran naman nilang sinasabi na gagamitin to for intelligence work. Kaya lang, civilian agency yung gumagamit. DepEd, yun ang case in point, di ba? So, hindi ma-imagine nga ng mga tao kung paano kinailangan ng DepEd, for example, ng confidential funds.
Well, pang-ROTC daw, sabi ni dating Pangulong Duterte.
Hindi, pero di ba, meron bang ganong, I don't know, president during the time of...
Noong panahon kasi ni Vice President Leni Robredo, zero talaga yan.
wala, di ba?
No, wala talaga yan. Kaya nga, isang pinag-awayan dito ay yung legality nung transfer at binago yung
Yes.
term, ginawang release, no, at binago na contingent fund na. No? So pabago na pabago, hindi mo na alam kung nasa na ba. No? Ano na bang paliwanag ngayon? No?
Mga Bok, let's begin Sunny Africa. Si Sunny nakabantay sa budget for the longest time. Nung bata-bata ako, nakatutok na yun sa budget.
Naku,
Sunny,
pinapabata mo sarili mo, ha?
Sunny, in all those decades that you guys have been looking at the budget and perusing the items, what can you say about how these funds developed, these secret funds? And what other secret funds are there that we don't know about?
Well, kung how they developed, alam nyo, yung surprising talaga, itong spike in confidential intelligence funds, parang Duterte invention siya eh. It's so weird talaga na up until the time of si President Aquino, may confidential intelligence funds, but relatively small amounts. Alam ko yung the last budget si President Aquino passed, yung complete accounting of all confidential intelligence funds was only about, for confidential funds, less than 800 million pesos eh. So Duterte invention na in his first budget noong 2017, bigla nag-triple yung confidential funds from 700 plus million to 2.1 billion. So medyo ang cute dyan. That's also the time na nag-spike yung confidential funds ni VP Sara as mayor. So talagang sa amin, matagal na may confidential intelligence funds. They've always been kind of small. Nag-spike lang talaga siya for the first time in 2017, both at the national level, especially because of the president. Si Duterte talaga, he got like, I think, I'm not sure the exact amount now. Asa siya draw it up. Ayun, nagkaroon siya ng 4 billion, up to 4 billion pesos by the end of his term.
Oh yeah.
Si Sara
4.5.
naman, from 140 million to about 280 million, also spiking in 2017. So sa amin, if you look at the whole, kung i-track mo, lahat ng confidential intelligence fund, especially confidential funds for civilian agencies, talaga nag-spike siya under Duterte from more or less, I think, 700 million to about 2.1 or 2.5 billion in 2017, corresponding to yung pag-spike din kay Mayor Duterte. So again, ang short ko dun is,
Sunny,
it's an invention of the Dutertes.
But let me also broaden the question kasi apparently hindi lang confidential funds yung in question eh. There appear to be other lump sum funds floating around elsewhere na we are not that certain about how they are spent and audited. At least yung confidential intelligence funds may COA joint circular with DILG, DND and DBM eh. At least may ganun eh. I don't know about extraordinary funds that we're hearing of right now, 1.6 billion yung kay Speaker for the year and 330 million for the Senate. What do we know of these things?
Kung lump sum funds, di ba chronic problem man talaga yun eh. Yung special purpose funds sa budget, they reach into the hundreds of billions of pesos. Actually, may pagka-lump sum in nature talaga yon. So for the longest time, even after nung nag-decide yung Supreme Court about the PDAF, two problems doon. Sinift lang yung pagpapasok ng mga legislators ng kanilang port during the budget process in Congress. Sinift lang back a few months. They have to do their homework earlier. Mga maniniklohod doon sa presidente, pwede ba ipasok yung kanilang mga pork barrel projects at the start of the year. Imbis na dun sa middle of the year kapag nasa Kongreso na. So, that was one effect of the Supreme Court decision on the pork barrel funds. Pero hindi nagalaw doon, kasi PDAF lang ang pinag-usapan doon, ang hindi nagalaw doon, yung hundreds of millions of pesos in special purpose funds. So, kung ano yung mga medyo kaduda-duda for not being identified in advance at the start of the budget season, malaking part actually doon is the special purpose funds. Yung extraordinary, siguro kaya naiinis yung mga tao, nakita mo how untrustworthy, or a day nicer, nakita natin how little confidence people have on giving our officials lump sum funds for their own discretionary spending. Extraordinary, actually medyo maliit yun. Yun nga, may pagka-contingent siya, not for mga disasters or anything. It's parang a little amount for the mga, kung lumilito in the course of their work, kailangan mag-socializing, mag-organize sa activity,
Padala ng flowers pag
participation.
Valentine's.
Yeah, well,
Pero
hindi, kasi you have to promote the public image. I don't know.
Yeah.
Basta, meron talaga siya.
Pero pwede ba yun? Pwede
as
bang
opposed to
gamitin
the
yun
point-
talaga, actually?
Do you use
Yung pondo?
taxpayers' money for stuff like that?
Hindi.
Kasi ano yun ang sinasabi nila eh.
May
Yun yung kasalbing
May
niya
public-
libing, di ba? Yung KBL.
Oo.
Pwede
Kasi
bang
may
gamitin
public
siya?
relations eh. The thing is, it's very specific. Dun sa, I think, the budget documents, the mga little small provisions sa dulo, sinabi meron for public relations. Ang problema,
Pwede.
I mean, for public relations, tama ka, bulaklak, tsokolate, that's public
parang
relations.
kapangit.
Tsaka may official entertainment, di ba? Parang,
Pwede siya.
kahit sounds
official entertainment.
Ako yung tanong ko, okay, so right now, at least what we're reading in the news, no, is, wala ng confidential funds. Ni-reallocate na. At ngayon ay, na siya, maintenance and
MOOE.
other
Pero dati na yun,
expenditures. Tsaka yun na nga, extraordinary. And the key word that's being used, at least by Congressman Gimbo, is they're auditable.
Auditable.
Yun ba,
Publicly auditable.
consuelo
dati
ba
pa
yun?
naman,
Ano
dati pa naman theoretically auditable yung funds eh. Like I remember last year, I think it was hindi ako sure I think it might have been si Senator Zubiri. He passed a resolution, I think napasa nga siya actually, he passed a resolution for a select oversight committee on confidential funds. I don't remember exactly when, nung mid or late 1990s, yung Senate passed a resolution creating this select oversight committee. Medyo generic siya. Siguro i-exercise nga yung functions ng Congress din yun. Last year, medyo hindi pa gano'ng kainit yung confidential funds. I vaguely recall he was able to pass a Senate resolution creating this small select oversight committee specifically on confidential intelligence funds. Pero syempre, yun nandito ay Bato, I think siya, syempre, si Senator De La Rosa was there. I think Sani Angara was there. Kaibigan ko naman yan, kasi magkasama kami sa college. I forgot that there's one other senator. At saka yung minority leader na, malamang si Coco Pimentel. So ang tanong din siguro, since napasa siya noong last year, have they exercised that function? Kasi actually, ang dali naman sagutin ng kinikriticize. I mean, kung natitend si VP Sara about this. I mean, if they really were above board, di ilabas lang nila, di ba? Instead of the mga sniping against the critics, ganun kadali lang eh. Parang, you're criticizing us? Hindi, this is how we spent it. Pero yun super, I think, it's stoking the flames of suspicion. Parang, but why don't you just explain why you spent it? Kasi, actually, yung side talk nyo kanina, I overheard, auditable naman siya, may proseso, at nakatawa actually, in the mismong joint circular noong 2015, may matrix doon. Evil yung matrix eh. Ito yung item, for what purpose,
Yeah,
may
yeah.
quarterly and annual spending. So actually, even if it's technically not as rigorous as yung regular spending, may plano. It's a, I forgot the name.
May mekanismo.
Pero-
Saka may format. So sa amin, ganun kasimple lang. If talaga above board yung paggastos nila dito, they can just say, pakikalkal yung aming mga and then sige, do it in a select oversight committee or
Okay.
sa Congress. At least may isang half step. Of course, ibang usapin kung do we trust the oversight committee, do we trust those nakakausapin nila. But at least, yung first step, they could have done it early on, nung pumutok lang yung issue.
Pero Consuelo ba yun? Na makikita mo, meron naman pala meron naman pala, ayan, gumastos.
The very nature kasi ng intelligence tsaka confidential funds ay special siya. Ibig sabihin, dahil special siya, kahit auditable siya, largely, generally, ay hindi siya dadaan dun sa usual auditing
Not the same rigor.
Right.
system at usual procurement laws. No? At dahil special siya, ay nagagamit siya kung saan-saan. Pwedeng ginagamit yan para gumawa ng mga campaign headquarters. Lalo na kung tatakbo ka sa 2028. Pwedeng nagagamit yan para sa iyong mga full-time...
Klaro mo pag sabi mong pwedeng gamitin yan, ibig mo sabihin, baka ginagamit, hindi necessarily.
Hindi ko sinasabing
pwedeng
ginagamit. Sinasabi ko, pwedeng ginagamit. Dahil
Saka habulin ko
nakalagay kasi informants eh. Nakalagay informants.
Hindi, pero yun, hindi ba yun hahabulin ng COA? Kunyari, sasabihin mo, okay, so ginamit nga sa pagtayo ng campaign headquarters.
Pero pwede ba yun?
Pwedeng habulin yun, di ba?
Pero
Well,
bawal yun,
theoretically pwede. Theoretically pwede. Pero
Pero is there a prohibition?
dahil nga special siya, no, ay usually hindi hinahabol. No? Usually hindi hinahabol. No?
So are you saying pwede siyang anything and everything?
Yeah.
Yung gastos.
All
Kasi,
at once.
kasi sinabi ni
Teka.
former President Duterte, sabi niya, yun daw, explanation ni BP Sara,
Gagamitin
the money he said would be used for conducting seminars,
Field
field
trips.
trips, and other activities that would ignite nationalism in the youth.
Oo. Baka
Pwede
lang
ba
ang
yan?
ginawa sa kanya, Amanpulo at saka Boracay. Paano, paano ginamit mo in 11 days eh, no? So,
Tapos binanggit mo rin na pwede pala siya for PR, yun na nga yung KBL. Pwede ba siya?
hindi sinasabi ko hindi siya dapat.
Oo, hindi
Pero
dapat.
dahil siya is special, nagagamit. Nagagamit
Dapat
sa...
klaro yung pagkakasabi mo kasi.
So tama
Ang
ba yun?
Consuelo nga, auditable. Meaning,
Hindi siya
nakita
tama.
natin,
Definitely
di ba?
hindi
Pero
tama.
No, you're saying hindi tama. May prohibition ba?
Oo, dahil merong nakalagay na,
Klaro yung
na
2015
framework.
circular kung saan lang pwedeng gamitin yan. That's only for surveillance, reward, purchase
may
of
ganung framework
nakaklaro yung yung detalyado yung anong
Kaya
pwedeng
sigurado
paggamitan
ko,
lamang.
hindi talaga sasagutin ni Vice President Sara kung saan ginamit. Dahil mahirap sagutin.
Right.
No? Napakaraming informants noon, napakaraming safe houses noon,
So yung seminar
napakaraming escape vehicle noon. No?
Yung seminar at field trip, hindi pwede.
Yan, talagang hindi pwede.
Seminar and field trip.
Hindi talaga pwede. Lalo na in 11 days, 125 million.
Seminar and field trip.
Isang seminar at saka field trip yun.
Okay, so again, bringing it back to what's being discussed now. What's now in the proposed budget? So they're saying, for example, 1.6 billion for the Speaker of the House, extraordinary. Oh,
Yan.
what would be considered prohibited?
Extraordinary.
Oo.
Kaya nga yung sabi ni Sunny, baka yan ay katulad ng contingent fund. No, yun maunawaan ko. No? Pero hindi ko kasi alam
Contingent meaning what?
Contingent, which means
Calamities.
contingency, disasters, no, emergency, etc. No? Pero extraordinary, hindi ko alam kung ano yung ibig sabihin nun. No? Offhand, ang aking idea ay similar sa contingent fund ng Office of the President.
Let me just toss this in. Ang sabi ni Ed Salagman, under RA 11960, yung the budget for this year, Section 51 breaks down kung anong pwedeng paglagyan ng extraordinary funds. Among them, meetings, seminars, conferences, official entertainment, yung binabanggit ni Sunny kanina.
Di kasama nga yun.
Official entertainment. Public relations, educational and athletic activities, contributions to charity, membership in government associations and the IBP, subscription to journals, and office equipment and supplies. Expenses where members could not reasonably expect the issuance of a receipt.
O yan, meron naman palang description.
So in other words, walang resibong kailangang ipresenta.
Apparently, ganun din.
So, so paano i-audit ang mga
Kaya nga,
bagay na
paano
hindi
mo may
naman,
audit yun?
na wala namang resibo?
Well, sabi nga ni Sunny, parang lump sum yan, no? Meron ka sigurong general report, sabi rin ni Sunny Angara. No? Pero yung resibo, yung mga procurement laws, yung mga usual auditing laws, baka hindi dadaan yung pondo na yan.
Hindi, in other words, hindi kailangang mapanagot kung
Yes.
ano man yung nandun sa report na yun.
I think they rely generally on
tama si Harry
certifications.
Roque. Mas malalaraw kasi, sinabi niya sa interview niya, if I'm not mistaken, no? Parang by reallocating it as extraordinary or maintenance and other expenses, sabi niya, ganun din yun, no? Parang mas malala nga kasi hindi mo na kailangan mapanagot. Basta dineclare nila, okay na.
Kaya posibleng tama si Harry, pero baka mali na siya yung nagsabi. No?
That's true.
Tsaka at least yung CIF, yung Confidential Intelligence Funds, there's a process set down under the Joint Circular of 2015. There's a procedure, a process, there are forms established there. Unlike extraordinary funds, parang I don't know. Have you heard of this before? Itong extraordinary funds?
Well, sabi nga ni Harry, gusto nyo ba ilabas ko yan? No? Tinetreten niya eh, no? Ibig sabihin, alam niya at saka kabisado niya. Bakit hindi pa niya ilabas? No? Ibig sabihin, nung panahon niya, nung
sagutin
congressman
natin,
siya,
gusto namin ilabas.
nung panahon tsaka congressman siya, nakita na niya yan. Sana nilabas na rin niya noon. No? Dahil malamang nangyari yan. Sabi nga ni Sunny, lumobo lang naman yung mga intelligence at saka contingency nung panahon ni Duterte. No? Umabot yan hanggang 4.3, 4.4 billion na intelligence fund nung last 3 years niya.
Yeah.
No? Talagang lumobo yan. No? Hindi ko sinabi na ginamit niya sa Tokhang yan. No? Pero
Talaga.
Sa 2022,
Mr. Africa, tanong ko din isa pang bagay na lumaki na yata ng lumaki, yung confidential funds ng local government units.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the background? Hindi namin alam
Na meron
may
palang
confidential fund. Pati local government pala. At umaabot ng kalahating billion in
Tapos
1 year.
kanya-kanyang
Paano
ano
naman
yan,
yun?
kanya-kanyang pagsaset yan ng ng amounts.
Yes. Paano naman yun? Can you tell us? Can you enlighten us about it?
Well, unfortunately, hindi namin natatrack yung sa local government units. Siyempre, until nung sumabog yung kay Mayor Sara. Pero, ganun pa man, it's covered by the same regulations naman eh. Yung LGUs, kung magkaka-confidential fund, ganun din dapat. It's for surveillance, very specifically, for surveillance lamang in the performance of yung official mandate nila. Tapos, yun nga, unfortunately, walang ganung national collation na available. Kung ba kailangan mo suyurin lahat ng mga LGU budgets para makita yon. Pero again, to take as an example nga again ng mga Dutertes, nag-spike talaga siya in 2017. So baka nung Christmas 2016, baka nung Christmas party ni VP Sara at ng kanyang tatay, sabi, uy, mag-confidential funds tayo. Kasi the following year, suspiciously, coincidental yung pag-spike ng
Pero
ng
hindi ba
confidential.
parang mas malawak pa nga yung leeway ng LGUs? Kasi sila daw magdedesisyon kung gaano kalaking
Konsehal,
porsyento nung budget nila will be declared as confidential.
tama, Ami, dahil yung
Paano naman yun?
intelligence fund ni Sara sa Davao is 460
Right.
million.
Umabot ng
Ang laki nun, ha? Sobrang laki nun, ha? Para city.
May nakaset naman na 30% lang ng peace and order budget eh. Pero in the case of Davao, I think
460 million.
1.5 billion nata yung peace and order budget nila for that year eh. Kaya pasok sa 30.
Kaya pasok yung
So may ganun
30%
eh.
na yun.
Yun lang kasi, it's up to the LGU to decide kung ano yung budget nila for the year.
Yun na nga.
So they have that leeway eh.
Yun na nga
Wala
eh.
tayong silip dun eh.
I'll just turn this into the political angle of it all. No? When it started, you will remember, it was VP Sara, and it was her turn to defend her budget in Congress. And before she could even open her mouth to speak, the opposition started to question her use or her office's use of the previous budget of the OVP, which was consumed nga in apparently 11 days, not just 19, no? Pero pinatayan ng mikropono under the
Inapprove na.
name of
Parliamentary
courtesy.
courtesy.
And I terminate the budget of the DepEd. Di ba? Yun yung incident na.
Right. So, what accounts for the sudden turnaround? No? Because now, what they're saying, at least the congressmen, what they're saying is, see, we listen to you. We listen to the public. this is the good thing about this this
Kasi
whole
bumaba
democracy
yung
works.
survey.
Yeah, it's democracy at
Well,
work.
well, una, masyado naging negative na yung association sa intelligence at confidential fund. Ikalawa, medyo hindi maganda yung mga paliwanag. No? Hindi masagot, hindi maganda yung paliwanag. Pinagmalaki pa yung intelligence at confidential fund nung siya ay mayor. No? Yan yung tapos, naikumpara siya halimbawa sa Coast Guard na
Correct.
for 17 years, mas maliit pa yung confidential fund kaysa doon sa ginamit in 11 days. So, nagpa-pile up ito, kaya naging pressure din ito sa Congress na tanggalin na talaga. No? Natanggalin na talaga dahil medyo politically palatable na gawin yon. At very popular na ilipat sa isang ahensya na ginagwardyahan yung West Philippine Sea. Sabi nga nung isang kongresista, they are on the right side of history. Na kinagalit ni Juan, ni Harry Roque, no? nung sinabi yun. Pero nakikita mo yung narrative. This is the political narrative. Away from the negativity of the confidential and the intelligence, papunta dun sa positivity ng West Philippine Sea, Coast Guard, etc. So
do you
tapos
think-
nakita mo, pumunta pa si Speaker mismo
Correct.
sa Pag-asa Island,
Right,
no?
yeah.
Together with the head of the Appropriations Committee. No? Hindi ko ma-imagine. Anong ginagawa ni
Bakit sila
Saldi Coron?
nandun?
Nakikita mo yung spin nitong buong istorya na ito. No? Kaya yan ang nangyari. At ngayon, yung big guns naglabasan na. The father himself, then the two former spokesperson, no? Talagang nanggigigil. Natawa nga ako kay Panelo. Sabi niya, dapat nga one day lang ginamit yan, hindi 11 days. No?
Nice.
With defenders like this, who needs enemies? No?
But so do you think they will succeed though? I mean, is this something that, is this a bait that the public is actually buying?
Tingin ko, hindi. Dahil bago pa sumabog itong issue na ito, bumaba na si Vice President Sara by 11%. No? Dapat hindi naman siya tinamaan dahil usually, pag may problema yung gobyerno, presidente lang tinatamaan Dahil spare tire lang naman yung Vice. Dito tinamaan siya. Even before the explosion ng negativity about the intelligence and confidential fund. Ibig sabihin, sa susunod na survey, magfa-factor in na yung negativity na yan. Which means, baka mas bababa pa siya. No? Lalo na, after nitong ganitong klase mga paliwanag, lalo silang lumulubog sa kumunoy. No? Ang kontra sa confidential at saka intelligence fund ay kontra sa kapayapaan. At ang kontra sa kapayapaan ay kalaban ng bayan.
Right.
Yung ganong klaseng paliwanag, tingin ko, hindi magiging mabuti para sa kanila.
But I have a question for both of you, Sani, as well. Does anybody have any idea what kinds of amounts are floating around there unaccountable na hindi natin nakikita na sisilip at mabibigla lang tayo gaya nito extraordinary funds na nandyan pala all along. What else is out there? I mean, yeah, we've talked about confidential funds. We've seen the numbers already. Finally, it's out there. Finally, people are picking up on this. Pero meron pa bang iba?
Wala tayong data
Kahit percentages man lang.
Wala
Diba?
tayong
We're,
data
we're talking about 5.3 trillion na budget,
Oo.
diba? How much of that is actually floating around? Like in 2022, umabot na ng 9.3 billion ang confidential
NCIF.
funds. Imagine. Confidential lang yan, di ba? So ngayon, nakikita nga natin, ang dami pa pala mga extraordinary,
Yung mga slush fund na...
MOOEs.
I don't know if it's the right word, a slush fund.
Inuulit ko, magaling sana magbusisi niyan si Senator Ping Lacson. Yung kanyang research team talagang Kaya may several hundred billion yung na-expose nila dati. No? Wala na siya. So hindi ko alam kung sinong gumagawa niya ngayon sa Senate at saka sa Congress.
Sani kayo?
Sani,
Minamoy ba kayo? I mean, how do we account for all these? How do we track all these things down?
May dadagdag lang ako There's this thing the President has called the contingent fund.
Yeah.
So actually, yung pinagkunan ni VP Sara na kanyang realignment came from the President's
The
contingent fund.
Yeah.
Actually, malaki yun. That's about 10 to 13 billion pesos a year. At again, maalala ko, nag-spike yan under President Duterte. So, again, kung isapin lang ng mga lump sum items na kung yun ang ibig sabihin na floating around, I think dapat idagdag yun At very suspicious yun kasi it's basically a huge 10 to 30, alam mo ka this year it's 13 billion. Yung proposed for 2020 is also 13 billion. I think it's about 10 to 15 billion under President Duterte that is passed by Congress. Nang only provision doon, in the course of the year, as long as certify ng President na mahalaga itong pagagastosan niya, pwede niya ilabas yun. So it's actually a blank check for right now, 13 billion pesos. So marami actually pondo and that's apart pa from the dubious nga of the hundreds of billions of pesos in special purpose funds na because it's special purpose fund, because supposedly hindi nga ma-identify in advance, nandyan lang siya dun sa budget. And I think it all boils down to dapat auditable yung mga ito. Pero it's a question of do we trust the auditors eh? I mean, do we trust those who are supposed to be exercising oversight? Kinakatuwa actually in debate about the confidential funds. Well, apart from the, di ba, nagkakalinyahan na dyan. I mean, even si Speaker Romualdez, nagsalita na sa confidential funds. Tapos si Senator Angara, I think kayo na umaga ko kahapon, sabi, hindi, we have our own standards for applying confidential funds. So nakita mo, medyo politika naglilinyahan. Pero sa amin, mas interesting dyan, nakita mo, hypersensitize yung public sa corruption. And also, the fact na pinagdududahan nila, even someone who's supposed to be sobrang popular, I think malaking bagay yun eh. At, dapat check naman talaga sila eh. But nakita natin, yung pag-check sa kanila won't come from within the government. The checking comes from outside. So parang yung underlying cynicism and distrust sa government na na-expose with this whole controversy ngayon eh.
Mr. Africa, ang tinatanong ngayon ng mga tao, matitigil ba yan? Kasi actually, I think that's the growing sentiment eh. Na kailangan we have to put on the brakes. At sinasabi ng mga tao, medyo hindi ba unconstitutional yan na walang accountability in the use of public funds. Ano kayang pwedeng gawin? Mas maganda ba by legislation? I'm sure kaya naman yung remedyon. It's just a joint circular, no? O kaya, pwede ba yung iakyat sa Supreme Court? To challenge the constitutionality of the utilization of people's money.
Well, again, I think nabanggit naman ni Ed kanina, theoretically auditable naman siya eh. May certain na proseso. So ang tanong lang, napapagana ba yung proseso na yon? So even dun sa joint circular, clear yun eh. Before you use your confidential intelligence funds, may fiscal and financial plan na itemize mo doon. Tapos, yung sa kwento nyo nga kanina, actually gusto ko yung analogy na yun eh, na kahit sino pwede mag-certify. It's a one-pager, we certify na gamit for these purposes. Pero kahit naman yon, may outcomes dapat eh. So theoretically, may supposedly, nakatawa nga eh, may sealed brown envelope in all these offices na pinapaliwanag kung saan nagastos. So if we trust our legislators, the Oversight Committee, I mean, maganda nga tanong yung Senator Zubiri, ano nangyari dun sa Select Oversight Committee niyan, was it ever actually convened? But of course, even yung House of Representatives, theoretically, pwede exercise sa oversight functions nila. Ang tanong lang, will that mechanism be transparent to the extent you have trustworthy legislators na hindi rin mga political allies yung upo doon? Of course, ibang usapin yun. Yung constitutionality, hindi ako familiar if there's a specific provision saying na bawal ito. Kasi yun nga theoretically, may sistema naman sila to ensure the accountability.
So it all boils down to credibility.
Trust. So they have confidence in our legislators and our officials.
Sani,
Tiwala tayo.
Sani, nabanggit ng tokayo mo, si Sani Angara, na meron siyang nakuhang report dito sa mga confidential funds nung nakaraang taon. Pwede ba ma-access yung report na yan? Dahil wala naman tayong nakikita eh.
Kasi
para at least meron tayong counting term of reference of how it's being
executive
used.
session eh. Yung mga, di ba?
Bakit
They're just
pwede?
revealed in
Di
an
pwede.
Pag-executive session, di
Yeah.
pwede.
So, wala ka ring access eh.
Paano sinabi niya publicly eh? No? Nakakuha ako ng report, meron akong report.
Para lang masabihan na may reporting mechanism. Pero
Hindi,
pag
tsaka
pinareport,
in effect-
hindi pwede.
Tsaka in effect,
Pero syempre,
sinasabi nila,
babagsak nga doon,
Trust
do we
us,
trust them?
diba?
Di ba? Kung pinapapaliwanag ba kay Senator Angara, kay Senator Zubiri, kay Senator
Oo nga.
Villanueva, at kay Senator De La Rosa, dito namin ginastos yan. The question is, do we believe that? So,
Exactly.
and sa akin, pwede naman, they can also create a law. Sige, get some trusted private citizen na hindi politiko. Ewan ko, someone from the church, a recognized civil society leader. Pwede na mag-create ng formal mechanism na gano'n at ipasa. And everything can be passed into law naman eh. And I think yung spirit nun, kung totoo nga at aminin ng ating legislators na sige na nga, walang tiwala sa atin yung publiko, they can create a law saying, with this oversight committee, merong independent na representation, one or two from the private sector, civil society, church, some kind of recognized non-government leader na maging bahagi ng proseso. So alam yun, yung tiwala can be built eh, but you have to have yung action. And if they don't take those extraordinary measures to deal with this, alam mo, may tinatago sila.
Nga pala,
Okay.
Sunny, naalala ko lang si Senator Sunny Trillanes last week.
Panay
Sabi
Sunny,
niya, sabi niya ay dapat i-pressure yung COA, motu proprio, on its own, na
Yeah.
i-audit yung 460 million a year na intelligence funds sa Davao since 2010 hanggang 2022. Yung ba ay
Pwede
feasible?
ba? Pwede
Feasible
ba gawin yun ng COA?
Feasible ba yun, Sunny?
Oo.
Na i-pressure yung COA? Yung sa Davao, dahil sobrang laki.
Yeah.
Pero confidential yun eh. They're covered by auditing rules eh.
May ICFAO,
Yeah.
Intelligence and Intelligence and Confidential Funds Auditing Unit ng COA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dapat yun every year i-audit.
Oo nga, yun lang yung proposal ni
Tsaka
the third
specific
Sunny.
naman eh. The joint circular does say, hindi naman sinasabi na kung CIF, hindi siya auditable.
Yes,
Nandun
it
yung
has to be
palagi,
audited.
subject to pertinent rules and regulations. And that audit process, kaya nga actually, may mga criticisms ng joint circular na masyado maluwag. Pero para sa akin, malinaw dun eh. Kailangan may fiscal financial plan, ina-itemize mo yung lahat ng gastusin, may certification, sinabi yung yung purposes. It just needs sino yung sisilip
Yes.
niyan at mapagkakatiwalaan ba yung taong yon.
Right.
At sa amin, I think we've reached the point, clearly may duda yung mga tao sa ating oversight na in-exercise ng Congress. Kung yung COA may konting credibility pa, they can take the extraordinary measure, get an outsider, a really independent person, isama yun sa proseso. At kung hindi, it means, ako, gano'n kasimple lang eh. They can choose naman to be transparent eh. And they can also choose to be opaque and hide behind all these mga mga laws. But laws can be passed naman eh.
Okay.
Kung gusto.
Okay, at this point, we'd like to say thank you to Ibon Foundation Executive Director Sunny Africa. Sunny, maraming salamat for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you, Mr. Africa.
And we will just go into a short break and then we'll come back with Ronald talk about politics.
Kala ko tapos na.
Senator Sonny Angara says canceling confidential funds of civilian agencies is not a done deal just yet. Angara noted that nothing is set in stone as the national budget will still undergo the scrutiny of the Senate.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte defends his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte.
It's only 125 million. Gamitin niya sa mga PMT. Palakasin niya sa high school. Pati ibalik talaga niya yung ROTC.
Bakit ang Vice President 500 million lamang pero ang Presidente sa confidential fund alone 2.3 billion? Di ba pareho naman silang executive branch of government?
The difference sa Office of the President is dati nang meron eh. So hindi siya pinag-usapan na kasi dati nang meron tapos wala pang increase sa amount. Whereas dun dito sa OVP, dati wala.
Welcome back to the Chiefs and still with us, former presidential political advisor Ronald Llamas. Alam mo, parang nagkakalinyahan ngayon pa lang dun sa mga supposed presidentiables for 2020. Parang tagal pa nun eh.
Yeah.
I mean, why are they...
Well, nung nangyari yung Tambaluslos incident, the lines were drawn, no? And even before the Tambaluslos, may mga grumblings na eh. Halimbawa, from Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Medyo masama loob na hindi siya naging speaker at yung tinutulak niya as a cabinet ay hindi na-appoint. At alam niya na minamanage siya nung tinawag siyang secret weapon. Alam niya na minamasahe siya. So, nagra-rankle na yan eh sa kanya na kasama naman niya si Vice President Sara Duterte na tingin sa kanya mentor, no? Si Digong naman, nung 2021 pa lang, December, bumabanat na kay BBM eh. Medyo pinigilan lang niya yung sarili nung nakita niya na sigurado naman nanalo. So, ibig sabihin, yung unity ng UNITEAM ay from the start naman is a hot air balloon eh. Hindi naman siya solido eh, yung unity na yan. Kaya nakita natin na the second most powerful official, yung executive secretary, in less than 3 months, natanggal na eh. No? So, itong mga pangyayaring ito ay may mga build-up. May mga build-up going into the Tambaluslos moment. Noong nangyari yung Tambaluslos, ito na yung magde-define ng next 5 years. sabi mo nga, napaaga. No? That usually nangyayari yan after the midterms.
Yeah.
Right.
No?
Yeah.
Ngayon nangyari 2 years before the midterm. No? At yung mga mag-unfold ay continuity na nung ganyang klaseng dynamic.
So
Ano
bakit
bang-
nga?
Huh?
What triggered this early realignment?
Yeah.
Realigning,
Well,
as
baka
it were?
tingin ko may kasunduan na, si Vice President ang magsasucceed kay Presidente. At malamang, merong mga tao o kamag-anak si Presidente na naisip na, bakit natin ipapasa sa iba? Nasa atin
You're
no?
speaking of the speaker.
Hindi necessarily. Most probably. So, bakit pa natin ikukuha? So, pero, between now hanggang midterm, the incumbent is very powerful. So, kung meron silang gagawin, ngayon nila gagawin nitong next 2 years. Dahil after the midterm, whoever is the frontliner sa presidente, doon mag-gravitate ngayon ang mga kongresista, governor. So, baka ang naisip nila, yung window, no? Yung window para tanggalin yung frontliner is between now and the midterm.
Are you saying an irreversible break sa unit team? Kasi yung ibang tropang kaibigan niyang both sides, sinasabi, people are just driving a wedge between the two at talagang BFF talaga yung dalawang yan. Hindi totoo yan. Pinag-aaway nyo lang, kalokohan
Ang
yan.
sinasabi, intriga lang yan
Oo
no?
nga.
Una, wala namang oposisyon na makikinabang doon sa intriga. Halos non-existent yung oposisyon ngayon doon sa Akwan. Ikalawa, hindi ako naniniwala na hindi ito alam ng presidente. Yung pagtanggal kay GMA as senior deputy speaker, itong pagtanggal ng hundreds of millions in intelligence funds sa national budget, hindi ako naniniwala na wala hindi ito alam ng presidente or wala man lang blessing. No? May ipit yung speaker, may ipit yung pinsan kung wala itong pahintulot sa taas. At tingin ko, yun na rin ang tingin nung kampo ni Sara, kaya lumabas na yung big guns. Kaya nga bumabandat na si Harry Roque, mismo sa intelligence fund ng presidente, kasama siya sa slate Senate slate ng presidente, kung maalala nyo. No? Pero ngayon, first public na banat. Ganon din si Digong, first public na banat. So ibig sabihin, alam nila na hindi na to simple na away lang between the speaker and the vice president.
Ako, palalawakin ko ng konti, no? Ang sinasabi naman nila, yung mga supporters, sa usapin ng supporters, alam ng lahat na yung mga supporters ni Digong, okay, DDS kung tawagin, at yung supporters ni PBBM ay magkabangga. Factor rin ba yun?
Actually, doon nagsimula. No?
yan.
Nagsimula yan last year pa Kaya nga, pwedeng may deniability. Pwedeng sabihin na hindi pa the lines were drawn. No? Dahil mga alipores pa lang ang nagbabanatan.
Pinag-aaway nyo lang daw, kayo talaga.
Oo, mga alipores pa lang. Pero ngayon kasi hindi na mga alipores. Ngayon, yung mga principals na ang nagbabakbakan. So, mahirap na sabihin na ito ay just mga intrigues. Ito ay mga spin ng mga maliliit na bagay pinapalaki. No? Mahirap na sabihin ngayon.
So how critical will the midterm elections be at this point? Because it's only about a year and a half away, no?
Yes.
So, anong klaseng paghahanda, if ever,
Yeah.
or anong mga undercurrents politically ang maaaring nangyayari na or mangyayari
Ang
in the
nakita
next few
natin
weeks?
yung mga picture taking ni GMA. No, picture taking niya with
Kay
Digong, with
Iglesia.
Senator Soto, no, may picture taking pa siya kay Leni Robredo. Parang sinasabi na may mga realignment na nangyayari na. Ibig sabihin, nagbubuo sila ng slate separate sa administration. Ang hindi mo pa nakikita ay yung administration building their slate. No? Will that be a Partido Federal with the lakas of Speaker Martin? Sasama ba ang nasyonalista? Yan yung hindi pa nakikita. Pero tingin ko soon mangyayari na yan. Dahil kinakailangan ng buuin, dahil baka maubos yung mga tao, mapunta sa PDP laban or yung alliance ng PDP laban na mukhang binubuo na for the midterm.
So mukhang masisira ba yung supermajority na meron sila ngayon?
Tingin ko sira na.
Sira na. Hindi, nabanggit mo yung opposition. It's almost non-existent. Yan ang tanong naman ng mga botante. Inevitable ba sa atin na by 2028, ito pa rin dalawang grupong to pagpipilian natin.
Baka
Wala bang
hindi.
ibang mag-i-emerge
Baka
na
hindi naman, no?
Kahit
Yeah.
sa
Midterms man
non-opposition,
lang.
non-administration. Is that possible? Are you seeing that?
Tingin ko may possibility na may mga bagong mga
Yeah.
political actors na susulpot. na hindi kasama dito sa
Both sa
nagbabanggaan na ito ngayon, no? Pwedeng may mga sumulpot. Halimbawa, yung iba ay binabanggit si Mayor Magalong as a possible, no? Yung iba binabanggit si Senator Raffy Tulfo, no? Yung iba binabanggit
Several senators actually ang nababanggit ngayon.
So, yung iba binabanggit si Senator
Medyo,
Hontiveros. So, may mga nagbabanggit. Sa Philippine politics naman, minsan may sumusulpot na
Last minute.
nawala sa preparasyon
Yes.
no? Si Pinoy, ganun na nangyari. Si Digong, ganun na nangyari. So, hindi siya malayo na mangyari going into 2028.
You're not ruling it out.
Yes, yes.
But this early, sinong malinaw na mapupunta kaninong panig? For example, let me throw you some names. Si ate, si Amy Marcos. BFF siya ni Sara, pero...
Ang pagkiling ni ate ay kila Sara. Lalo na in terms of policy formulation. Very critical siya sa marami sa polisiya ng kanyang kapatid. No? Pero sa dulo...
Pero tunay ba yung pagka-critical na yun?
Tingin ko tunay. No? Ang problema ay Marcos pa rin siya.
Yes.
Hindi naman siya pwedeng maging vice ni Sara. No?
Si Imelda
Siguro
Jr.
Senate President, pwede. No? Pero ibig sabihin, yung political future niya, malabo rin na nandun sa kampo na yon. No?
Okay.
Kaya nga babalik pa rin siya. Tingin ko, babalik pa rin siya sa pamilya. No? Pero sa ngayon, ang pagkiling niya, nandoon, in terms of positioning. No?
Or is it possible that sabi lang nila, ate is not exactly in love with the cousin in the house?
Yun, hindi ko sigurado. Wala akong information tungkol dyan. No? Pero for now, mas malapit siya kay Sara. Mas malapit siya kay GMA. No? I'm not sure about Digong. No? Pero at least doon sa dalawa, malapit siya. No? Personally, politically, no? Mas malapit siya.
Si Digong mismo, will he still be a force to reckon with
Definitely.
by 2028?
Definitely. Dahil ang napatunayan dito sa last survey, at saka itong mga dynamics about intelligence and confidential fund, si Sara ay hindi Teflon like the father. No? Kaya kahit alam natin na magkaaway yan for a long time, ngayon medyo nagsasama na uli. No?
But anong tingin mo doon sa mag-ama? Sa personality-wise lang.
No,
Anong tingin mo sa kanila? Kasi yun ang napapansin ngayon, ako, ibang-iba pala itong Duterte to.
Tingin ko,
She's the
yung
daughter,
anak
no?
may chip on her shoulder. Malapit siya sa nanay. No? Kaya, at ang tingin niya, medyo naaagarmado yung nanay, historically. Kaya, personally, doon siya mas malapit. Kaya hindi siya ganun kalapit sa tatay. Pero, sa politika kasi, no, lalo na pag binabanatan ka na ng marami, you have to consolidate. No? At tingin ko, yun ang nangyayari ngayong consolidation. GMA, Sara, Digong. No? At going into the midterm, posible na yung pino-float kasi si Digong as a Senate candidate? Posible. Dahil pag sinasabi ni Digong na hindi siya tatakbo, malamang tatakbo siya. No? Sinabi na naman niya kahapon yan, hindi tatakbo si Sara. Naku, ibig sabihin tatakbo. Yan din ang ginagawa nila sa Davao. Hindi ako tatakbo mayor. Ibig sabihin tatakbo siya. No? Hindi ako tatakbo presidente. Ibig sabihin tatakbo siya. Sabi niya, hindi tatakbo si Sara for president. Okay na siya as vice. Naku, malabo yun. No?
Pero compare the two of them, yung style nila, the way she deals with controversy, compare mo sa tatay.
Yung tatay, kaya nga siya Teflon, no?
Yeah.
Nagtataob siya ng lamesa, pero with charisma.
Oo nga eh.
No? Yung anak medyo hirap. No? Although magkaiba sila, halimbawa, nung naging mayor si Sara, tinanggal niya lahat ng tao ng tatay niya.
Yes.
Sa kwan. Ibig sabihin, ayaw nila sa isa't isa.
Correct,
At yung mga tao nila, ayaw din nila. Pero,
But Digong is not like that. Digong shows
Charm.
his devotion to his daughter. Pero si VP Sara, parang pinapakita niya by her
may
actions
chip on her shoulder
na,
talaga.
diba, wala akong utang na loob sa tatay ko at hindi ako 100% agree with my... Parang ganun yung
Tingin ko
behavior
yung isang
niya.
dahilan nga kung bakit siya nag-vice ay dahil yung proposal ng tatay niya
Ayaw
Presidente
niya.
siya.
na si Bongo ang
Bongo
maging
ang
vice niya,
partner. Yes.
ay ayaw niya. Kaya kiniskis niya sa mukha ng tatay niya. Nag-file siya as mayor eh. Hindi naman
Right.
siya nag-file as vice mayor eh. No? Last minute yan, dahil pinipilit siya na tumuloy. No?
So parang in defiance na lang yung
Oo,
pagganun
in
niya.
defiance.
Pero magbabago ba yan?
Tingin
sa
ko
tingin
ngayon
mo?
nagbabago na. No? Nagbabago na ngayon. No? At hindi ko lang sigurado kung mapapahiram ni Digong yung kanyang pagiging teflon sa kanyang anak. No? Makikita natin yan. Dahil tingin ko sa next survey, most probably bababa pa rin si Sara. Kaya to the rescue ang kanyang tatay. Hindi ako magugulat kung para makabuo sila ng malakas na slate, ay tumakbo si Digong. Just to strengthen the slate. Just to, para batakin yung mga mahihina like Francis Tolentino and Bato. No? Pwede niyang gawin yan.
Okay, one last question. What about President Marcos? Does this even bother him? Or is he already above the fray because now he's president and
He doesn't have to worry about the second term.
Yes,
because there is
there's no
second term.
political career for him after this, at least not immediately.
Well, partly kasi yung personality niya, conflict averse. Mas gusto niya bumiyahe, mas gusto niya manood ng F1. No? Hindi niya linya ito katulad ni Pinoy o katulad ni Digong na talaga nakikipag-away. No? Hindi niya personality ito. No?
Okay.
Pero at the same time, presidente na siya. No? Kailangan niya i-present yung kanyang legacy, partly para sa kanilang pamilya, partly para sa kanyang anak na may political
Yes.
future pa.
Right.
So, part niya, concerned din siya no, na yung plunging approval rating niya ay mapigilan. No? Mapigilan. At ang tingin ko, nabanggit ko nga kanina, baka isang attempt para gawin yan is to change the narrative. And to change the narrative, baka mag-cabinet revamp siya. No? Para sabihin na, inaayos ko, at the same time, meron siyang buffer. Usually, yun naman ang ginagawa ng mga presidente, no? Para mapigilan yung pagbagsak nila. Change the narrative. And usually, yung changing the narrative is a cabinet revamp na long overdue na.
Okay, unfortunately, we're out of time. Parang tayong nabibitin pag nandiyan si Ronald Llamas, bagamat birthday niya ngayon. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Mr. Ronald Llamas,
Thank you.
for
My pleasure.
joining us tonight, former
Salamat
presidential
din.
political
Sayang, wala si
advisor.
Robbie.
Okay, maraming salamat. Here are the highlights from our conversation.
Matagal na may confidential intelligence funds. They've always been kind of small. Nag-spike lang talaga siya for the first time in 2017, both at the national level, especially because of the president.
The very nature kasi ng intelligence tsaka confidential funds ay special siya. Ibig sabihin, dahil special siya, kahit auditable siya, largely, generally, ay hindi siya dadaan dun sa usual auditing
Not the same rigor.
system at usual procurement laws.
Auditable naman siya, may proseso at nakatawa actually. In the mismong joint circular noong 2015, may matrix doon. Evil yung matrix eh. Ito yung item, for what purpose, may quarterly and annual spending. So actually, even if it's technically not as rigorous as yung regular spending, may plano.
So, turns out all these billions of, slush funds.
Iba naman yung slush fund.
Slush, iba yung slush.
Iba yung secret disposable funds. Ayan.
Lahat naman ng funds disposable, no?
At their disposal. At wala tayong kinalala, wala tayong karapatan magtanong.
no?
Ano yun? Unaccountable funds? Ganun?
yeah.
What's a better way of putting it?
Auditable, but
Basta hindi natin mahahabol kapag binigay
hard to audit funds.
In the end kasi, they will always say, and they're correct here, it's all audited.
Yan
And
na
that's
nga
also true. It's all audited, but to
Technically.
different degrees.
Technically, yan. Ang problema natin, lalo pa bang lalawak yung paggamit na yan ng confidential
Hindi, ang
funds?
problema natin, magtitiwala ba tayo sa kanila? Pag sinabi nilang ginamit nila
Yeah.
ng tama yan
And-
at ayon sa...
And to add to that,
Talagang
may iba pa kayang mga
pinagdami.
items
Yun na
doon
nga
na
eh.
hindi natin alam.
Yun.
Kasi I've been seeing extraordinary miscellaneous and confidential fund items for the longest time. Pero it never really occurred to me na extraordinary funds, walang resibo.
Yan ang problema kasi natin. Hirap tayong mag-scrutinize ng mga numero, mga budget, ano. I mean, remember yung pork barrel eh.
Oo.
Ang tagal-tagal na nangyayari.
Yun nga. Parang sabi
Diba?
ko nga, hindi yata magbabago to kasi for as long as it's Congress who's making the budget, for as long as it's Congress that's passing the
And
budget.
they know where to
as far
stick
as
it.
it's Congress, as
Oo
long
nga
as
eh.
it's Congress that's using
Kasi
the budget.
ganyan kakapal yung budget. Sino magtsatsaga magbabasa na isa-isa? Kung saan tinatago yan? Yan ang problema natin eh.
Okay?
Diba?
And that's going to be
Unresolved.
unresolved, and that's going to be a topic for a lot more
Oo
discussion
nga,
in the next
marami
few
pa tayong
months.
pag-uusapan.
And that's it for the Chief. Sam Edlingao.
We hope what was discussed will keep the conversation going. I'm Ami Pamintuan.
And I'm Lucy Cruz Valdez. We are One News, all sides, all the time.